Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge, brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the new moon in Aries. Date will be in the title of this video, and if there's an extended here, well, there's not really an extended for this one, but this may be a short or long video depending. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I want to go ahead and jump right into the energy. I'll do the salutations, declarations in a moment. So it's interesting. Right when I opened up the channel, I heard that these are a few of my favorite things. Something about ribbons and packages, something about nose and eyelashes, and it's something about ribbons. So one thing that I'm getting is that whatever we've been going through, growing through, experiencing, whatever kind of been, excuse me, off in the recesses of our mind as an unknown, it will be wrapped up with a bow. Okay, there will be clarity that comes later on in the year. We have about another quarter, another season before lots and lots and lots of successive concentric circles of culmination come. We're going to have these cascading cacophonies of completions that at this most current particular and precise moment, we won't thoroughly be able to discern. Okay, so let's go ahead and cast the ascending energy. Now, let's start here. We're going to have a moon. It's going to be a new moon in Ariete, Aries, and it's also going to be an eclipse event. So I will do a separate eclipse video. Okay. Where I'm at right now is that, you know, I have to tell everybody that, listen, we're all going through like DNA and ascension activation. So we might be downloading all this upgrade technology into like our DNA. And so there'll be times when we're like tired, where we're exhausted. There will be a moment or two where we get like spontaneously sick for a day or two. And then also like there will be mass purgings, and purgings can look like everything from hacking up loogies to breaking out to getting sick for a few days and maybe expelling out of one of our holes, orifices. All of a sudden, people in our life start having conflicts with us. Um, we may have to switch homes, switch jobs. We may have to take space from family or like a partner. Even like the extensions of our life may manifest these changes. Our children, our pets, sometimes even our plants. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there because it's coming through a lot. Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Okay. So there's a grounding energy, and we're anchoring something into the physical. So in this cast, we don't talk too much about the minor arcana, although they do clarify. We go from major to major, and that's my style. Now, another thing is that it may be short, it may be long. We're going to go until we get the High Priestess and the Emperor card. May come out relatively quickly for the Imperatore. It may come out rather quickly. It may take a moment to come out. So Now we're in an eclipse season, but when the moon is moving through the sign of Aries, we'll have insight and intuition into our spirit, common life path, destiny, the path that we're walking through this world. Also, the things that we should be taking command over, or at least striking our will upon the universe. So we have the right now the Hangman and the Justice card, and the Justice card is clarified by the King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. The Hangman is clarified by the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, especially when it comes up with a winged card or sovereign card, which the Hangman is one of the galactic sovereigns. It also happens to be a Lord of Karma. Um, we have the Order of the Thrones. So something about justice. It also helps that the Justice card is out. But that's what the Order of the Thrones does. They hang out, they hand out and dole out and announce justice, karma, orders and edicts from the divine. Now, with the Knight of Swords here, we may be dealing with some type of Mars in the seventh house, Mars in Libra. It would be another party. We may also be dealing with Mars in Aquarius, some Mars in the 11th house. Again, it would be another party. Really, what's going on here is that some type of position is solidifying. Something's been secured through karma. So we're going to be securing some type of alignment over the next few weeks. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the moon. The moon, when it's full or new, tends to go either forward 6 months, which new moons go forward, full moons go backwards. So since the last 6 months, if it were a full moon, for the next 6 months, if it were a new moon, but only, okay, emphasis on the only, if it is a new or full. Otherwise, it goes forward 2.5 weeks and backwards 2.5 weeks. That's how the moon kind of works. Now, when it is an eclipse, it could go forward or backwards about 9 months, and it is a period of 18 months. There's a cutoff date. Typically, it will be the last eclipse in that specific sign, whether we're full or new or solar or lunar, the last eclipse in that sign. So it's a lot of energy here and a lot of details here. But for the next month or so, we're going to notice that there's been like some truncations. Things have finally ended. Things have finally severed, or there's a clear line of demarcation where the day before and the day after are very markedly different. There's a never ever again or never have I ever before kind of deal, meaning, the day before your child is born and the day after your child is born, your life was never the same. We have those days, the day before we ever got our first job, I don't want to say anything that's gonna, like, just distract or detract. I'm just saying, like, there's a clear line of demarcation before and after something shifts. And most of this is going to be endings. It's already been decided, but something's kind of working through. And it's going to be for some of us perspective and for others of us perception. For some of us perception and for others of us perspective, just depending on what part of the cycle that we're in. And if there is some kind of cycle, most of these are going to be long, difficult, problematic, ordealish, protracted is the cycle. And some of them will even involve curses, spells that need to be broken, hexes that need to be broken. So ultimately, we're moving into a place of safety. We might even be receiving grace in some kind, probably anointing. Ultimately, I want to say that some kind of grace is being bestowed, but because some kind of cycle of judgment or karma is ending. We're securing our position because things have aligned. We're finally going to start receiving some things also because things have been aligned. All of the thinking, all of the processing, all of the discerning, all of the investigating has kind of been done. And most of the being doing this thinking, service, and investigation is the divine, whatever galactic sovereign or lord of karma that we can consider the divine. There's another thing here that I'm getting, and that's this justice coming. Justice is on the way. One thing I hear is we're going to get the keys to the inner kingdom. Not that we don't know how to have the keys, not that we aren't already in the kingdom, but some kind of inner chamber or private space that's right in front of our eyes that we just can't access is going to be finally given. We might be read in on a couple few things or given extra something, could be privilege, information, access, whatever, what have you. Some pot that we're already having our hand in is going to be sweetened. Because up until recently, there was something in front of our eyes, dangled in front of our eyes, that we might have been in our own way. That's just what I'm getting. So now we have okay, I almost said the strength, but we have the star and the devil. And the devil is clarified by the seven of swords, two of swords. So some people are going to be taking the wrong decisions, the wrong paths. And said differently, I would say that there will be people that we shouldn't be choosing. Um, and we may need to choose to keep our high ground. There may be several temptations trying to get us off the high ground. I never said this before, but when the hangman and the justice card come out together, that's a miscarriage of justice. So some of us will take that miscarriage of justice and be pessimistic with it. Star card and the devil card. Some people would have had their Neptune in Libra. Some people would have had their Neptune in the seventh house. Uh, Now we're again a miscarriage of justice. Justice delayed. Now we're in the situation where there's some pessimism, star card and the death card, or dark future. So there's some terms and conditions being set upon us because we probably want to break out, break free. We probably are also needing to get a hold of our either anger or our energy body itself. We might need to, anoint ourselves. Like I said, we might need to anoint ourselves, protect our energy drop body, or control either our anger or our libido. Rein that in. And that's the thing with the strength card. I mean, strength card and wisdom, yes, but it also means emotional fortitude. We basically overcome the lower self, the instinctual or reactive part of our nature. And now we've moved into the intuitive or the responsive aspect of our nature. Because there will be some backfires, seven of swords, nine of swords, but also it's around our anointing or our chosen status or our like refuge. So refuge is safe space and sanctuary. Six of Cups, our refuge, safe space, sanctuary, or our anointing, or um, our chosen status in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. And then two of Wands, especially with the Six of Cups, can actually mean sex, but we have lust here. It's not a healthy or safe sex. A little bit with the Three of Swords, but I still feel called to avoid this because the Nine of Swords is out. That can mean a backfire. Things go wrong very quickly. And with the Nine of Swords, death card, I mean, devil card, that means a spiritual attachment. Oftentimes a vampire or a succubus, an incubus. So, Three of Swords and the devil allow for taboo, certain types of things of that nature, but I would still avoid it here with the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I would avoid it. So if we've been thinking of doing something that we initially didn't want to do or we're concerned about, I would avoid it. I would just avoid it. Because we're letting something into our sacred space, our special place, Six of Cups, and something is looking to make itself able to block any type of expansion we have in the future. It also needs us to let it inside so that it can do damage. We're being invited here to stay on our high ground. There's an alert to an actual attack, and it's spiritual attack in its nature. Nine of Swords. We need to let it in so that it can wreak havoc. Now, it will be trying to get in, and if we're holding our standards and boundaries, if we're staying on our high ground, Seven of Swords, I mean Seven of Wands, whatever energy is being projected or transmuted or transmitted to us, I mean, it would be backfiring. Nine of Swords, Seven of Wands is a backfire energy. With this page here, page and Seven of Wands means feeling defensive, feeling on high ground. So we just need to keep our wards up, make sure we're doing all the things, make sure we're layering our protection here. Again, one step we really do need to continue to take is to layer our protection because we've already found a solution to what we need, and it's to stay on our high ground. Unless somebody wants to work towards a long-term committed emotional relationship, we need to let it go right now because there's also some kind of time magic. So certain karmic balances are coming due, and it's last ditch hope, last ditch effort, 11th hour for a lot of hexes and spells and curses. So the perpetrator or whatever energy is bound or tied to these mechanisms, really orchestrations, machinations, they will return into our life to see if there's still some stronghold or a loose thread or like an unlocked door, an open window, some type of access point. And we need to not. It's kind of like one of those things. How do you kill a cancer? You starve it. Something's trying to sneak through the window. This is a sudden turnaround. Ilardo, unless certain energies are here, like La Facita or Convestazione, Alegria, it's within our own camp. So this is the rule of lesser magic. Something needs us to give it permission to continue to do whatever nefarious and underhanded thing that it wants to do. Because remember, previously, the matter discussed was some type of during this Aries I mean, the new moon in Aries during the lunar lounge, the new moon in Aries discussion opened with some type of miscarriage of justice. Remember, so that's another matter to make this. Please keep your wardings about, keep your protection, keep your barriers, keep your boundaries, your standards. This is not the time to dilute, diminish, distort, disown, dismantle those at all. Those are times to strengthen them, keep them keep them intact, keep them safe, keep them standing. It might even be the time to renew them, to re-up them, to make sure that they're still very strong and maybe to reinforce them, especially during a retrograde season. That is the time. Oh, well, this is at the end of the retrograde season, but that is the time to redo these things, the wards, the boundaries, the standards, the protection, because over the next 2 weeks, not just, especially when we're coming out of a retrograde during an eclipse season, it illuminates a lot. There are going to be spontaneous and sudden eruptions in the life of our enemies. And I gotta say, my dear, some of these enemies will already be in our camp right in front of us, but they've done well to hide and to cover and to obscure themselves. Some of them may be cloaked in our energy, others of them will maybe shapeshifters. And so this is the season where they get exposed. Firstly, I want to say there will be lots of backfire energy. Nine of Swords, Seven of Wands. And as I was saying, there might be a dark future. There may be some pessimism. It's the same energy. It will manifest in one of those two ways. So, you know, we need to have our own source or we're going to end up starving. There's an energy here that is desperate to triangulate and to hem off whatever abundance we have coming in. It's desperate. As I said, I just want to reiterate that. I'm hearing that Erica Badu, India Aries song. Dark future ahead of me. That's what they said. I'll be starving if I ate all the lies they fed. 'Cause I've been redeemed from your anguish and pain. Miracle child, we're floating on a cloud. Because the words that come from your mouth, you're the first to hear. Speak words of beauty, and you will be there. So that's the thing with the devil and the world card. It tends to be able to go back in time and correct things, or time will tell us things that happened in the past that went unnoticed for a long time. It's time magic. So it goes forward and backwards. We're able to skip forward into a bigger, brighter, better timeline, but also the nefarious, malignant, malicious, malevolent energies of that timeline may be able to come through the timeline itself to try to police the timeline and keep us stuck where we are so that they can have their orchestrations and machinations actually take hold, take effect, become permanent, proverbially. And that we need to be mindful of that because that's what I was sensing there. With this with this world and chariot, we will be broadening our horizons here, but we do need to be mindful of our intention, of our willpower. We also need to have what's called recognition because certain things have been called forward, maybe even to manifest. And if we don't have our eye on the prize, we may miss something here. So in the subconscious or in the build-up phase, what will be happening is, well, in the intention planning and the build-up phase, there is some drive. We do want to break up, break free. We might have had to maintain our, manage our anger. We might have had to manage our libido. It would have been casual or with friends. It wouldn't have been a romantic one-on-one type of situation. So I'll be honest, what I was getting before is that we were attached to something that wanted to do kind of like an orgy style situation. And it wasn't always going to be, bed pleasures, coitus, copulation, licesto. It might have been tag teaming us with a bunch of demons or adding a bunch of rowdy energy to situation or uninvited energy, third wheel type of stuff. It might have been something that was intentionally sowing the seeds of discord because those orchestrations, machinations that were running rampant before are still running rampant, but now we're going to benefit from them. And that's why there needed to be backfires before, so that whatever had laid those traps in wait absconded. It's almost as if the enemy laid a trap for us, but they get ensnared in it, or the demon dug a hole for us, but they fell into said hole and it became their grave. It's very difficult to speak about these matches, but this is what I'm sensing. This is what I'm seeing. Basically, there was something of an opposing mind, and it was trying to get us on the same page. It needed us to change our focus, change our will, so that it could move into that timeline and swap that destiny with us. That's not what happened. There's actually somewhat of a seal of protection around it. And energy that was called in is still working, but now we're benefiting from it. Now, there can be somebody here with a Capricorn rising, with Venus in Cancer or in the fourth house, with Mercury in Cancer or in the fourth house. And it's some type of love energy. So the one with the open heart, the one with the pure soul, is going to be in the more advantageous position. Again, this la superbia, this fronting or flexing or flossing, it's still running rampant here. And what agitates me, or what I'm detecting that gives me reason for concern, is some energy knows that we're going to have a glow up or a boss up and is waiting on this moment. Other energies are intentionally trying to block our abundant flow so that we'll quit or lose hope on our life so that they can step into it and take over. And it's really more of a destiny swap. But there is sometimes the intention to push us out of the way of our own life and live it for us. That's the sunken place energy. I'm talking about destiny swap energy. Now, when we have a pair of pages, it means that there's multiple messages and multiple gifts or multiple blessings coming in, or there's multiple children or multiple things to learn. So there's several messages we need to hit in order to defend our spot, because there is an open enemy, Five of Swords, trying to cut us down, cancel us out, delete us, Ten of Swords, because they want our destiny. And that's just what it is. So the thing about Aries new moon is that all of our destinies are getting reset and realigned. It's not like a whole brand new destiny, but it's almost like a brand new destiny for us, because the obstacles, the impediments, the issues, those are being purged to our destiny. The obstacles, impediments, issues to us walking along our spirit karma life path destiny towards our destiny, the calling on our life, our sacred mission, those are being obliterated. We're getting re-inoculated. So the anointing on our life is being re-upped. And again, the best thing is to be more discerning, because to the enemy, whatever energy, entity, ideology that is, whether it be a person, place, or thing, to the enemy, us being discerning is going to look like having an opposing mind, which, as far as they're concerned, is just saying no or not right now. But I'm going to tell you a secret. You can never tell the truth to a fool. You can never tell the lie to the wise. Now, the way to offend the wise is to tell them a lie. The way to offend a fool is to tell them the truth. A fool cannot heed warning, cannot take wise counsel, cannot take wise advice. And the thing about the wise is that everything we do will be counsel to them, even if it's something unsavory and unsuitable. They will still find the way to make the best out of it. Everything can be turned, all poisons can be turned into medicine. All breakdowns can become a breakthrough. All message can eventually become a message. All tests will eventually become testimony. But that's to the wise. To a fool, everything is an affront to their ego. And it's usually because there's been some perfectly curated narrative and our being in our own authentic energy, our being in alignment with our own true, genuine, authentic self is an affront to them. Does that make sense? So when somebody is attacking our character and not our behavior, it means that they really don't like us. And it's not about us. It's about what we represent. If somebody is actually referencing our behavior, it might be something that we could solve, that we could respond, that we could react to. So I'm just putting that out there because that's what's coming through. Yeah, we've kind of got to be very discerning because there is an energy there that wants to be buddy buddy with us or wants to have some type of bond or union to us. And it's being revoked, rescinded, rejected. It's being suspended or canceled. I rebuke you, I reject you, I revoke, I rescind you, I repel you, I revoke, I reverse you, I reject you, I revoke. Okay. So, oops, something's getting sent back. It's like there's been some practitioner, some magician ordering up this karmic, chaotic dish in the kitchen of the cosmos. And when it gets served to us, it actually gets sent back to the chef saying, hey, there's something wrong with your dish. And when the chef comes out of the kitchen and asks what's wrong with their dish, the God says, go back to school, get a refund for that, culinary degree. Your foundation and assumptions are all wrong. There's this whole orchestration machination predicated upon being in union with us, having some kind of sacred or divine access to us. And the thing about that is that they're going to go to exercise their plan thinking that that's already in place, and they're going to be a rude awakening because we're actually feeling withdrawn. Page of Cups, Eight of Cups. Yeah, we're broke. We've already broken free in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. Something's not as true as they assumed, or they wanted, or they thought. Okay, I don't know another way to say that. There's a rude awakening and a harsh reality here. Excuse me, but that's just what this is. Um, what they thought what is not what is. You don't see the universe as it is. You see the universe as you is. So somebody, a thief thought that everybody was stealing. A liar thought that everybody was lying. But the good heart also thought everybody else had a good heart. And, you know, innocent people are not naive. They just believe everyone has a good heart. And that's the difference between innocent and naive people. Innocent people believe in other people having a good heart. Naive people believe everybody has a good nature. So that's what this is because we were believing that everybody was good natured and good hearted, and that was an awakening that we needed. We did need to be schooled, maybe even harshly, in the fact that not everybody meant well for us. There were people we were trying to take to the top that didn't even want to see us at the top. However, in terms of divine protection, the person with the good heart is the one who wins every time because the universe will go to the ends of the universe. The divine will go to the ends of the far reaches of the universe to protect that good hearted soul. And that's just the thing. The universe is infinite. The universe is infinite. So, oops. I wouldn't want to be in the shoes or the position of the perpetrator when that type of karmic reckoning came due or came through or whatever. When that karmic pendulum swings, I wouldn't want to be present or privy. And that's what we opened up with. There was a loophole, a karmic loophole being exploited for some time, and that's been rectified or it's being rectified. So now we're beginning to withdraw from places, and it's mostly and mainly from unhealed, unawakened people. We're just not going to give to those who are not trying to give to themselves. We're not going to show up for people that are not showing up for themselves. We will love on them and then also walk away from them. We will pray for them and also walk away from them. There's a type of love we can give to people that's still undying, unborn, unfathomable, unconditional. Doesn't mean we need to stand there or sit there and co-sign for them either. This breaking out, breaking free involves stepping into how the universe is orchestrating our life so that we remain on purpose, on task. Four of Wands is also in union with the divine, in spiritual union with the divine. I want to know what this detachment is because it's a withdrawal. We're feeling withdrawn. And as we work on withdrawing, as we go towards people who want to work with the love vibration, yeah, it does open up some door for the universe to come through and do some type of work. And again, the orchestrations, collaborations, um, machinations around us, even the ones that we don't know about, where people are holding on to resentments, waiting to see our downfall, they're going to just fall apart. We don't need to know all the evil that lurks in every corner that we're not looking into, peeking into. Sure, whatever's in the light of day, when we go and do that, we'll see it. But there's a lot of places we don't even know to look and to reach. It takes an expert, and we become experts at giving authentic, genuine, sincere, and unconditional love. We never became experts in being malicious, malignant, malevolent, oppositional, adversarial, nefarious, open enemy, hidden enemy, frenemies, hater, assholes. We never took the time to master those things. Um, Kapisha, yes. So we need love. We have love, and that's really all we're about. And that's going to compound over the upcoming season. So whoever's not really, I'm hearing this song, you better give up. Are you down with the sickness? Is that stained or disturbed or something like that? So not everybody's down with the forgiveness. Not everybody's down with the unconditional lovingness. And that's fine. That's for you, boo. I hope you work that out. You move how you move, baby. I'm just gonna move out your way. And that's going to be fine. We're having a new path and a new skill and a new talent. We're going to be given new stuff to work with, people, basically. So we're going from now, we're going to be able to take the bull by the horns and ride it. Strength card, tower card. Things that were sent to destroy us are actually going to elevate us. And that's how you know you're really chosen and that God really loves you, is that the things that were sent to destroy your soul actually lift you up. That's the glory of the divine, that the things that were sent to dismantle us actually elevate us. Because we take care of what's really important to the divine, and if other people only can sit there and talk, they sit there, they can sit on the sidelines. That's just really it. That's it. That's all. Some of these energies thought that they could sow seeds of demise or sow seeds of discord or create havoc and put us in this, malinconia, this depressive energy, and close our heart chakra up a little bit and make us more susceptible to energetic targeting or whatever, or what have you. But we take that sadness and we still turn it around. We take that malinconia and turn it into la fortuna. Strength, courage, and wisdom, emotional fortitude. We don't have this hoping, wishing, wanting, praying, conjuring up some wounding from the past, yearning for something that's already come and gone. We move on, move forward. And something here is jealous of that or angry of that. And what I'm detecting is they're mad that we're not suffering the way they intended us to. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but it is hilarious. I don't mean to laugh, but I do mean to cackle. And at Pentacles, we have the promise of eternal life, and we also have some kind of birthright here. Yeah, there's a lot of backfiring for our opposing party because they're doing spell work. They're working on something that they've been working on for a long time, but time's up. The slow con is not going to work. It's time to just. It's time for them to pull all their linchpins. You know, use whatever leverage that they think they have to eke out some type of payday for this con that they're perpetrating upon us, and it's not working. But now we're in the light of day. Now there's enlightenment, growth, vitality, enumeration, and it could have been used as energy for conflict resolution, but for whatever reason, it's only going to bring out agitation and rage. Because again, some people are suffering. People have been suffering. Being next to us, having all of our light expose them, having to look at themselves every day. And instead of saying, hey, I admire your goodness, I want to be like you when I grow up, they do whatever backhanded, underhanded things. I don't have the narrative for it because I don't actually deeply understand it. I just know that we're surrounded by unhealed, unawakened energy and that we're being guided through it. We receive some type of grace. Six of Swords, some type of clearance or passage. We get to go to heaven and they get to try again, come back for another life and try it again. I don't have nicer things to say. It's demonic energy or criminal energy. They get to decide. Yeah, this isn't getting any better, excuse me. You know, what it's talking about now is those who have been working on our downfall. Isn't this lovely? I don't know how we got here. This it seems like we turned some we turned some ghetto corner, ended up in the hoopty neighborhood. I don't know what this is. Um, you know, really what it's talking about now is that some of the reason why we were sequestered is because we the divine didn't want us eating at every table. Sometimes we didn't understand that the table was actually serving poison. They didn't want us hanging out at every party because sometimes people would go in the other room at the party and gossip about it. They didn't want us on every team because we didn't realize some of these teams were working against us or actually actively plotting our downfall. So it would have seemed like we were being excluded or la di da, yada yada, but rejection is protection, but in ways that our mind cannot fathom because so many times we were close to that knife edge. So many times we were so close to that being impelled by a sword. So we really need to see some things get broken up and broken apart, especially socially or communally or whatever, because it's about to happen. Mysteries are going to be revealed. Some people will start to get haunted or possessed, or they'll actually even sometimes tell on themselves. Because right around the corner, in the next season, we're going to a season of material abundance. Blessings and rewards are going to be handed out. So right now, people need to be purged. It's unfortunate, but that is what's happening. we really got to focus on putting certain things to bed, and these are going to be unpleasant things, but what comes after that is going to be pretty grand. Now, we're dealing with the sun in Virgo or sun in the sixth house, but it's not us. And some of these energies have withdrawn themselves from our lives so that they wouldn't be exposed or so that they could return at another time thinking that we would be more pliable or compliant, because it's basically breadcrumbing or manipulation. But we need to stand up. Our deepest soul's need is calling out, and there are relationships worth fighting for, but they'll be fighting for us as well. They won't be fighting us or fighting with us, they'll be fighting for us to maintain a connection. And they won't be coming underhanded or backwards when they do. Just as there's hidden motives, ulterior agendas, hidden enemies, orchestrations, machinations, there are hidden benefactors, people who support us, people who are watching us, who mean well for us. There's hidden everything, good, bad, and ugly. So it's not for us to discern, it's for us to have it revealed to us. There'll be a time pretty soon where people who matter will start to take action, but right now, we need to let the people who don't matter be exposed. We're also dealing with somebody with a Pisces rising or Mars in Pisces. There's going to be a change in role or a change in paternity or like patriarchy, or a change in the management because of a graduation that's at the precipice. We're ending a clear cycle. It might be one that's taken us multiple lifetimes or one that spans our entire lifetime. There's also some windfalls coming after we get out of these tedious, monotonous ordeals that we've been experiencing. Burdens, really. We need to let go of some of the burdens. We could be dealing with Aries rising. We could be dealing with Venus in Libra or the seventh house. There is somebody out there that wants to build a long-term relationship with us. We also have the King and Queen of Cups here. So that can be Aquarius rising or Leo rising. It can also be Sun or Moon in Scorpio. We have power couple with the Ten of Pentacles. That's very strong. But again, unsent messages. Somebody's not saying what's going on and there's turmoil around it, but it's being rectified. Again, something here is very phony, very fake, very fictitious. The Emperor and the Empress just came out with their backs to each other. We may have Moon in Aquarius. There's a lot of just not sharing what the feelings are, not being authentic about what is felt. Now, some energy can be carrying a flame, having some type of affection or feeling some type of connection that's under massive siege. You see, a lot of the twin flames can't get together right now because so much karma is on one of the individuals in the connection. And once we break out, break free, some of the obstacles will be removed or eliminated or something of that nature. Again, the twin flames, Four of Wands. There's some anxiety from the person they're connected to. But it will be resolved. There's a day coming where something suddenly clicks into place that's been trying to be worked out for the last couple of years. A constellation surprise, which is just the understanding of what happened, not what is actually going to happen or come together. Could we need regulation, rules, and restrictions? Something needs to be restrained down. We need to practice restraint right now, but that won't be forever. There's a lot of delays and a lot of obstacles, but it will come together. There's some type of hardship. It can't be shared and mutual or but high ground is coming back. When this energy gets better, it really will get better. So this is what I got. We're being told to hold on and to clear our energy and to clear our space. And when the universe intervenes, let it, because we're not going to understand what's going on in that moment. But later on, we're going to see that room was being made, a way for something to work out at a later time was being made. So take good care until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dharmava, and Ashe, Sayonara, Das Vidanya, Aveda Zane. Just a quick prayer for all those still lost out there. To illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional love and universal oneness. Anapana, we're sorry, we love you, please forgive us, thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this lifetime. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Again, my name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I was your oracle today. Vertex of Abundance is the Galactic Temple of Ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. As always, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, and send a donation. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.